Tuck your toes, shift back into a downward facing dog. Roll through to a plank and then back to down dog. 1, through to a plank, back to down dog. 2, through to a plank, back to down dog. 3, feet together, back of the mat, right leg high. Right leg into a lunge, back knee down, untuck your back set of toes, push down to come up. Take your right arm over your left here. Give yourself a hug. Take the backs of your hands together, find your palms or find your right thumb and stretch the webbing. Push down through your legs, reach up through your low spine. Same thing as we did in the beginning of class. Right elbow up, you might let go your hands to do that or keep holding onto your thumb. Hold the back of your head, left arm out, thumb down, up your back as much as possible. Here you might clasp your hands or maybe grab your strap and throw it down your back and pull apart your strap. Keep pressing down through your legs, keep lifting out of your low spine. Maybe you sink in a little. You can let this go. Take your right arm out to the side, thumb down, either clasp forearms, elbows, or you might reverse prayer up your back. Maybe do a little bit of an arching, a looking up here. Release out, hands to the earth. Step back, downward facing dog, to plank, to down dog, to plank, to down dog, to plank, to down dog. This time left leg high. Left foot into a lunge, back knee down, top of the foot down, come on up. Push down through your foundation, lift out of your lower spine, left arm over the right for a hug. Palms might find each other, find your left thumb if you want. Open the webbing, the headache point in between your index finger and thumb. You might let your hands go to find your left elbow up, your right arm across. You can hold the back of your head when you're ready. Right arm comes around, thumb down, high up your back, back behind you. Feel free to grab your strap there or clasp. Keep pushing into your foundation. Keep lifting out of your left hip joint, even as you might be sinking your hips to the floor. Your left arm can come out to the side, thumb down, clasp elbows, or maybe a reverse prayer up the back. You might arch up and over that prayer like you're going over a high bar at the top of your shoulder blades. Release it out. Hands frame your front foot, step back. Plank. Down dog. Plank. Down dog. Steady breath, plank. Down dog. Come onto your knees. So you can do this part from a tabletop or a little bit of a knee plank if you like. Can you turn your hands all the way around? Try to bend your elbows any amount and then lower a little into bent elbows and push back up. Lower a little bit, press into your finger pads a lot, push back up. Lower a little bit, push back up. Come back to fingers pointing forwards, tuck toes, downward facing dog, to plank, to down dog, to plank, down dog, plank. Back onto your knees. This time you can take a block on its low level, or you might try its medium level. Let's try that to start. Walk forwards so that your very top of your thigh is on the block. Thanks Katona Yoga for this one. And your toes are tucked. Now push down into your toes, almost so it feels like your groins are lifting off the block. You might walk your hands a little in and bend your elbows to drag your chest through. Your low back might feel a little bit longer here. Squeeze in through the pelvic floor and up through the spine. And then you can lower down to a long line like a chaturanga And then lift back up with wide collarbones and wide shoulder blades. No need to straighten your arms. Lower down. Lift back up. Keep pushing down into your toes. Lower down. Lift back up. Nice. Lift up and back to a child's form. This time you might place your block on its low level. Your forehead might meet at the space in between your eyebrows. And come back to that space in between the left and right side of your brain. Take a beat. Come on back up. This time we'll take our block on its medium or low level. You get to experiment. Top of the thigh rest there, toes tucked, long low back. Now if you like, you can turn your hands around. One and then the other. You might even do this one hand at a time. Lower down to that long line and come back up. Maybe you try the other hand, right? You can move it back a bit. Lower down into that long line. Push into finger pads. Come back up. Maybe both, right? Lower down. Keep pressing your toes down. Lift a little back up. Lower down. Lift back up. Press into toes. Engage your kneecaps. Lower down. Lift back up. Spin your fingers forwards, knees down. Up and back. You might take your forehead to the block and take a beat. Come on up. Take your block with you. Foam might be better for this. I have wood today. But let's take our block and make little tiger paws. Tiger claws with our fingers curling in. Grab a hold of your block so that it's on its thinnest width and press into the block with your knuckles. So you might feel a good stretch in your knuckles, tops of your knuckles. Then you can see if you can bring your elbows together and then lower down, press into the block and lower as far as you can go. Keep pushing into that. Tap your elbows together. Lower down. Tap. Lower down. One more. So good. Okay, let's release that out. You can give a little jazz hands, flick a little paint off your fingers. All right, let's walk back into a tabletop. Take your right forearm, palm facing up, and knead your forearm with your left forearm. All the way down, you might get a little hand curl, go from the elbow crease all the way to the fingers. Now, if you like, you can walk forwards and take your left knee on there, and then add a little more pressure through. Play with it. You can do it once or twice. We have a lot more forearm tension than we might think, right? Maybe for some of us, you can switch sides, left forearm up, play with first the amount of pressure that you can do with your right forearm, massaging your left. Maybe that's enough. One or two like that, or you can shimmy forwards, take your right knee on there and start to work your way down. So good. Okay, let's come on back up. So if you're working with this spin, you can work anywhere along the spin that you need to. It doesn't have to be all the way back. Let's play with our left hand first, that micro bend. Maybe your heel of your hand is up. Now, how would it feel to tuck your toes and lift your knees a little? And then come back down, shifting the weight into your lower body. Perhaps you lift a little and lift your hips like a down dog. You can even widen your feet a lot there and bend your knees a lot in your down dog. Take a breath. Come on back down. This is good for us texters. You can roll out through your wrists, switch sides. Anywhere along that circle, maybe you lift your knees and push into your hips a bit. Play with that a couple times, or you come up and back, micro bending the elbow. Maybe bending your knees, sending your hips high for a breath. All the way down. Letting it go, maybe a little fist circle. And then what about both? Play with it. You might play with circling both, with moving forwards and back with both. Fingertips strong, little micro bend in the elbows, or a little up and back with your hips. Maybe towards a down dog. You can snuggle your head in between your biceps if you like. Breath in. Breath out. All the way back down. Circle it out. Whew. So good. Forearms to the floor. Lift the space in between your shoulder blades. Push down through the newfound space you might have in your wrists there. Let your head go and come up to maybe it's more of a child's form with tucked toes, or it's a bent knee down dog or straight-legged down dog. Push the ground away. Widen collarbones, widen shoulder blades, widen armpits. And let's take up to 10 breaths. Stay with me if you can. One. Two. 3. 4. If you're a Pincha Mayurasana, go for it. Go up. Play with your scorpion. Play with your fun things that you love to do. 5. Let your head hang. 6, widen. Spread space in between each of your ribs, your intercostal muscles. Strong foundation, lift and spread. Feel the time here opening up the fascia of your upper back. 6. Spin your inner heels down, widen your kneecaps. 7. Lift your pubic bone and tailbone. 8. Land into your arms. 9. Spread the back of your heart. 10. See if you can enjoy the discomfort for just a last little moment, bumping up into it, befriending it, finding your calm space. And possibility there. You can do hard things. And coming down to your knees. Or coming out of your flight, you can cross your hands and come into a child's form, or maybe a down dog, wiggle it out.